Hello everyone, I'm Evan. So happy to see you here again. The last video we talked about why we should invest our MPF fund in stock funds. Now let's take a look at which funds Hong Kong people are generally investing in. So based on the dates on December 31, 2020, 42% of MPF funds are invested in stock funds. So congratulating to those two funds, they achieved a pretty good return of about 9.7% annually in the past 5 years. So leading to a 5 years cumulative return of 59%. Next, 36% of MPF funds are invested in mixed asset funds with an annual return of 7.6%, which is about 2% lower than stock funds. Don't underestimate these 2% differences in return when we're estimating the differences in 5 years cumulative return. Stock funds give investors 59% returns, while mixed fund only generates 44% returns, leading to a 50% differences. If we are looking for a 40 years investment horizon, these 2% returns could make a huge differences. In other words, by just shifting from investing in mixed fund to equity funds, investor can greatly increase the money that they can spend at retirement and leading to a better quality of life. 4% of MPF funds are invested in bond funds. The annual return is 3%, which is about 1.5% above the inflation rate. But the 5 years cumulative return is only 16%, which is far below 59% from stock funds. Wow, it is surprising that 70% of MPF funds are invested in guarantee funds, money market funds, and conservative funds. Their returns range from 0.5% to 1.4%, which is even lower than inflation rates. In other words, the real return is negative. That is, the purchasing power of those money invested there will be reduced over time. So, summarize all the figures. It seems that around 1/3 of MPF funds invested in non-stock funds, 1/3 is invested in mixed fund, and around 1/3 is invested in stock funds. So taking into account of significant parts of MPF fund in stock funds and mixed fund is coming from asset appreciation. So probably Hong Kong people invest 50% of their money monthly in non-equity funds. Unfortunately, even those investments are safe, their investment return will make the funds that people can get at retirement far less than what they should have been if they invested in stock funds. If you are now investing in MPF or will invest in MPF or your families and friends are investing in it, I highly suggest you to take a look of your MPF account performance and do a little math on it. No complicated financial analysis, do not need to know a lot of financial jargons. What you need is to spend a week to think about it and find a best investment among all stock funds. And this week can significantly improve your quality of life after retirement. You may want to ask, if those information can be found in the website, why didn't people just take a look on those data to make the decision? It seems that people do not really want to spend a lot of time in picking MPF funds in our societies. So why people don't pay much attention in picking MPF funds? Many of my friends actually spend a lot of time searching for credit card offers, how to get more welcoming gifts, which card is the best for certain purchases. Or when they go to supermarket, they can memorize the historical prices of those products and services so they can spot out those really attractive offers rather than just a sales trick. When it comes to travel planning, people are eager to compare different websites and different dates, reading user review to find the best hotel for their trips. Those consumption decisions are definitely important and worth to spend time in investing in it. But I would say that the MPF decision is also very important. Unfortunately, they choose to spend less time on it. So why? There are 3 reasons. First is that our school does not equip enough personal financial skills to us. So from kindergarten to university, many people do not have an opportunities to learn personal financial management skills and it seems that they assume that we will soon know about it, so they don't need to talk and they don't need to teach. Unfortunately, it's not the case. So therefore, when we grow up and when we encounter those financial terms, after we become an adult, we sometimes feel frustrated and lost motivation to investigate it. The second reason is that investment decisions require us to deal with a lot of uncertainties. Along your life, we have an impression that stock market is unpredictable and no way to predict it. Therefore, it's impossible for us to plan ahead or to analyze. So it's better for us to just to listen to our heart or listen to opinions from others. Third, we can only get back the funds after we retire. So it means that it's not as affecting our current living standard. So it will make people to have less motivation to spend time to do research. I find that many of my friends actually like to spend time to investigating individual stock picking. They want to spend much more time compared to the time that they spend on MPF. My suggestion is on the opposite. I highly suggest you to do research on picking MPF fund. It should be the most important investment decision that you need to deal with after you graduate. And then when you settle it, then maybe you can go to talk about your how to invest your liquid assets or how to invest in any individual stock. And I would say that the reward for spending time on MPF is tremendous. I used the following example to demonstrate further. Suppose a 20 years old guy has just graduated and has a monthly salary of 20,000. He deposits 10% of his monthly salary into an investment account every month. His salary is expected to increase at 3% per year. He plans to work for 40 years before retirement. He invests his money in a mixed asset fund and the return is 7.6%, which is the 5 years and average return that we just showed in previous slide. After these 40 years, he will deposit a total 1.8 million to his account. Based on the compound interest effect, how much can he get back at the end of the day? How much? The fund would be 9.1 million, so very good, nearly 4 times more than his deposit. What if he invests in conservative funds, guarantee funds, or money market fund instead in these 40 years? Then the balance would be just slightly above 2 million, which is far less than the current balance of 9 million. What if this young guy wants to save more for his retirement? There are several things they can do. First, the easiest way is to invest more in his monthly contribution from 10% to 15%. But then he needs to sacrifice his current living standard by cutting his consumption. The second is to work much harder to aim at getting more promotion opportunities, so to make his annual salary growth increase from 3% to 6%. The third one is to extend his retirement age from 60 years to 65 years old. The last is just switching from investing in mixed asset funds to stock funds at the very beginning. Then the expected return can be increased from 7.6% to 9.7%. Let me guess, how much can he get back in each scenario? By cutting consumption to save 5% of salary more, he can get back 13.6 million. By working so hard and then to make his annual salary growth increase to 6%, he can finally get back 14.6 million at retirement. By postponing the retirement age to 65 years old, he can finally get back 13.8 million. So what about an increase of 1.9% return per year? He can get back 15 million at the end. You can see that there are several ways to achieve the same financial goal in your life. But comparing to cutting consumption, working much harder, postponing retirement age, wouldn't it be much easy and much better to just spend a week doing some research and to get it done? So at the end of today's video, I want to make the recommendation again. If you are now investing or will invest in MPF, or your family and friends are investing in it, I highly suggest you or your peers to take a look of the MPF account's performance and do a little math. No complicated financial analysis. You do not need to know about a lot of financial jargon. What you need is to spend a week to think about it. and do little math to find the best stock funds for your investment, and done. And it can significantly increase your quality of life after retirement. Of course, I understand that even among stock fund, there are still a lot of options here. And for each fund, they have their own characteristic. For example, different risk level, different expenses ratio, and their difference in annualized return in different periods. So how should I deal with those figures? I guess today's video is a little bit long, so let's discuss it later in other videos. But again, I hope you to take it serious in investing in MPF account, and it will be the first step that you need to do. So thank you for watching. I'm Edwin. See you next time. Bye.